It's getting a little sensual with the mic. So, before the start of our Rage Quit episode, I would like to tell a little bit about Rage Quit's sponsor. So, welcome to another episode of Rage Quit, the husband and wife duo that discusses video games every week. Rage Quit is sponsored by AFK Clothing Co. Are you a gamer? Do you enjoy games? Then check out AFK Clothing Co. for all of your gaming apparel needs. As I record this, I am sporting an AFK green sleeve baseball tee that I absolutely love and wear every week. We'd never be sponsored by something we didn't like. And if you'd like to support the show, head on over to AFK Clothing Co., link in the description below, and type ASI in the promo code box to get 10% off your next order. As always, just follow the bear. And now on to the show.
For real this time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Rage Quit, yeah.
We need that Mongolian metal singer to introduce us.
Oh, that's pretty good, Jay.
Can't even do it.
I know, right? We're not trained in the vocalist ways. Yeah.
Vocalistic.
Mongolianistic.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I know that was the Doom introduction on how they did the music, and they did a metal choir. Never before created metal choir, which I'm surprised that's not a thing.
Yeah, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, I can picture this being real, but then you're like, I've never even heard of this before. And I was like, I hadn't either, and then it was like, oh no, we made it for this. I was like, okay. That makes sense. I get it now.
Oh.
Yeah, and Mick Gordon's coming back, who did the Doom 2016 soundtrack, and they had the bassist from Static X was there. Yeah. They had a Mongolian metal singer,
which is weird in its own right. Female man, which is kind of cool, split down the middle. And I like how when they were recording it, they did it all satanic and had candles in the middle of the room, and
then they were doing
low
chants
ambiance
and stuff and a made up language for the game. That was pretty badass.
Which I think is pretty cool, though. I mean, this is not what the podcast is about. We're just kind of interjecting our opinion here, but
yeah, no, Doom looks great.
I'm super excited for it. It comes out soon. This is the day we get our cat fixed, but it comes out soon.
Yeah, March 20th.
Yep, and get our cat, get his testes chopped off. Snip, snip.
Oh, no.
I don't want a
That's
cat.
not very metal. No, that game looks amazing.
I'm super excited for it. I don't know what I'm more excited for, Doom or Animal Crossing. I like how they both come out at the same day.
Polar opposite games, too.
I know.
Which is crazy.
All the memes for that is fucking hilarious, though.
I still see them, too. People are doing more and more of them, which is awesome.
Well, it's because they're getting closer and closer to coming out, so that makes sense, though.
Yeah. It's just badass. It's very cool.
Yeah. Well, anyways, Rage Quit. I am Ariel Schultz.
And I'm Anthony Schultz.
This is episode 24.
24, yeah. Not 23.
That's a Keurig in the background, in case y'all are wondering.
Yeah. Luckily, it's a directional mic, so it'll pick up some of it, but it won't be, full on.
Full-on testes in there. So, kind sir, what, any housekeeping first, or introduce what we're doing, or I lost my train of thoughts while I'm asking these questions.
I like what we did, so we'll probably do, a soft opening from, now on and just kind of talk
soft
about... Soft
opening. No one likes a soft.
No. Oh. We hadn't introduced ourselves, so it's not a hard open, so...
Dun, dun, dun.
So we'll probably kind of chat with, stuff that's on our mind, for a couple minutes, and then we'll introduce the episode and go from there. Otherwise, no, last episode we talked about how we got a little bit better equipment, so we have a 2-mic setup now. Ariel's got her lovely Snowball Ice mic.
Yeah,
and I have the
OG
it's
a little
Snowball.
Dude, but because it's such a great recording, it doesn't need to be right in my face.
No, mine doesn't either.
It probably just picked up my burp, epically right
there.
Oh,
yeah. So now we've got 2 separate tracks. They record both of our voices in sync, and we've listened to the audio back.
It's fucking just glorious. It's crystal. It's no background interference or anything like that. We don't have
because we were aware, by the way, that there was some episodes there would be static and stuff, or there would be background noise.
Well, we only have one mic, and it's set on surround to catch both of our voices, and I have a mic either too close to me or too close to you. That was a fail.
Yeah, now we're using them as intended directional mics and stuff. So the sound should be a little bit more crisp. And it just sounds better overall. So
it's super exciting. Finally just getting able to plug in, put some money into our production ASI or ASInquisitor,
Yeah. Which has been super cool because we've upped our like stream game and stuff.
Especially with a capture card. Now you have like a little more comfortable area to stream. You have what we call your little streaming corner.
Yeah, exactly.
It's legit a little corner until we get our studio done.
Yeah, at the end of the couch. I moved. I used to be like dead center. We have 2 couches and they're like in an L. And our entertainment center is like across from one of them.
Yeah.
And I'm not a PC streamer. I'm a console streamer. And so I was like just dead center in the couch, and I used the PlayStation camera and built-in functionality of the
visual
PlayStation
wasn't that
4.
great.
Yeah, it's a live stream.
Audio wasn't that great until I got you the headset. Because then
the audio was better with the headset.
We were using the mic.
And it was bad, especially for that.
I think the worst part was when we were using the mic is because they had the cord, so when the dogs would like jump back and forth, they'd try to catch the snowball cord.
Yeah, which is not as long as, some of the other, like the Switch Pro controller cable.
Yeah, it's like
something.
8 feet or whatever.
The snowball mic cable is not that long. Like, your little snowball is like
it's
way
like longer. Yeah.
That's
but
smaller
still,
profile too.
But still, like I don't want them catching it and like ripping it off and just bam, which they tried to do a few times.
Yeah, they have.
So it made like streaming difficult. Like we've honestly amped up our game, podcasting, streaming wise, slowly but surely. And so we've gotten it to where got better audio for the stream, and then now we have because we have the headset, now we have better visual because we have the capture card, so you can have closer on your laptop.
Yeah.
Not as much interference with the dogs.
Exactly.
And critters.
Yeah, using the webcam now instead of the PlayStation camera, and then. Yeah, I have stream overlays. I can stream like retro consoles, which is what we wanted to do from the get-go anyways. And so now we can, which is cool. So we're getting like new stuff sprinkled in with like old school consoles. And yeah, it's been good. We're getting there slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely wins the race.
Currently working on our studio.
Yep, that's
or we
the
will
next
be
docket.
shortly.
Gotta wait till it gets warmer, yo. It's like 50 degrees outside. I ain't going outside.
No, it is gonna take quite a few days worth of the solid work to get that rolling.
Yeah, cleaned out and then take a stock of what we need to do next.
Yeah.
Power out there and all that shit. But no, it's definitely on its way, and it's really cool to see, especially with how passionate we are with our podcast and streaming and stuff, to finally be able to, because obviously, I don't care whom you are, unless you're got mommy daddy money, you're not fucking going out the gate with the shit you need to make it perfect in the beginning. Like, I don't care who you are.
Plus,
and if you do got mommy daddy money, you suck as a streamer, by the way.
Plus,
or podcaster, whatever.
It's kind of nice, like, to slowly, like, work it in, because then you really familiarize yourself with the tech you're using.
Yeah.
You know how to use the mic, or headset a lot more easily than you would if you had, 6 other things that you were trying to figure out at the same time. And so, and same with, like, how we podcasted before. It was like, okay, well, we know how to podcast with one mic and at least get decent or okay-ish sound.
Yeah.
And get that produced, and then, we were able to focus on, like, okay, well, how do we get, like, separate tracks? How do we, like, zone in on just, individual voices and stuff, and so that was kind of cool. And then same with the capture card, because the capture card was later, so it was like, okay, how do you troubleshoot that?
You, like, spent a whole afternoon fucking with that, and then some get shit figured out.
Exactly, yeah, and I spent a few days afterwards, like, messing around with consoles and stuff, and trying to get everything hooked up accordingly, and, the few little things. I can't imagine getting, like, capture card, new headset, mic,
try to figure it all at once.
New PC or
you're
laptop.
Streaming and there's no audio or something like that.
And you don't know.
I
did see, like, young kid try to stream BioShock
which
from
is
his
not...
PS4, which you can't. They never patched in, even in the remasters, the ability to stream it. So it just comes up with a blue screen.
It was like, what, going for 4 hours?
Went for 4 hours and didn't know.
How do you not know for 4 hours?
No
one told you in the chat?
Well, I think it was a new streamer. They only had the one video up and then hadn't streamed since then. So I'm thinking they didn't have anybody hit the chat, and then...
was embarrassed by it. And
I don't even know if they, like, still noticed, because I would have deleted that VOD.
Dude, seriously.
But it was still... I saw it, like, after the fact, after that person streamed, so... Felt really bad for him, though.
Well, like I said, mommy, daddy money,
Yeah, you just don't know.
But in the same breath, it's like, I want to give like, I mean, we're not very seasoned ourselves, but like new people out there, like don't give up. Like it takes time. It's not instant. Like we've been doing it for over a year now, and we're still tripping over ourselves getting shit going.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know,
It
like,
usually comes to a ceiling or a head where it's like, okay, we need
pop that pimple.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like we need to add new tech or we need to switch stuff up, whether it's just a schedule or something, or different varied content. But
even when we started streaming, obviously not the podcast because that's different. You tried doing morning so you could be more matched up with my schedule, and it just wasn't hitting that niche that you needed, so you had to go back to night.
I did,
so,
yeah.
Even with experimenting there for our streaming was like, well, no, this works better at night. We hit these kind of marks. We even get the Germans all the way in Germany who chime in, which is funny. And it's interesting to see that transition. It's kind of hard. A lot of streamers don't necessarily share their information because it's like,
it's almost like it's like coveted information.
This is my information. You're never gonna get it.
Yeah, it's like if you hit, it seems like a certain threshold. Like if you're a really big streamer, some of them will be a little bit more like willing to give information, but otherwise, everybody in the middle or bottom tier like really don't. No, and it's like it's not really coveted information. It shouldn't be. Like, no, we should be supportive in our community and like helping people. It is a
community, and like you do see other people who are like raid and do this, and it's cool to see those kind of people. I get maybe not wanting to give your trade secrets, like you have the specialty Funko that sits on your desk every day and it gives you good juju. I get that.
Yeah.
But then again, that's everyone's personal niche. Don't be a dick though.
Well, some people do like characters and stuff. Like they have personas and they'll stream certain days with that, and that works for some people, and they kind of have that
some to do
that more like showmanship kind of pizzazz to it. Other people will be like more technical,
or a toddler yelling in the background.
Yeah. For me, I like to stream old school games and stuff, and share my knowledge of that because I was alive playing those games.
And
when
you
they
get the
came
new
out.
Generational people who don't experience or have never seen it or have always wanted to try it and don't have an older console, and they're like, that's so cool to see. And
yeah, exactly. And I've had people dive in like, oh my god, you're streaming Dino Crisis,
on
the Sega Dreamcast or something like that. Or I've even had people ask, because I'll put like a console tag in my stream information, and they'll be like, well, what is SD stand for?
Magic,
and I was like, oh, that's Sega Dreamcast. Or what does SG stand for? Oh, that's Sega Genesis. Something along those lines where it's like, there's just some people that either don't have familiarity with it, or if you do have memories of it, oftentimes older gamers won't have those consoles anymore, so they haven't seen them in a really long time, unless they've gotten like a remaster of it.
Which is true. And it's just cool to see, and I like it, obviously everyone has their own niche, finds their own thing to do, but I feel like, for those newbies out there who are asking those questions, I feel like you've done this as well, especially with what technology should I use, or what's the best out there, or do your research and stuff, and people are just like, I don't know,
Yeah, as I've become like friends with more tech savvy streamers, or streamers who have like different setups but are about the same size as our channel, I'll ask.
Yeah,
I'd be like I remember I asked Toothless Beardo like about capture cards and stuff because I wanted to know like, well, what do you use? What kind of brand? What do you think I should use?
Yeah.
And it came down where I really only had like one option, but. At least I have kind of that knowledge of others and stuff and how they function and do stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I even seen like with him posting photos and stuff. I think it was him. Don't quote me on this. Toothless with where he sits, like just like a.
It was like the wooden chair.
Yeah. From
a lot of people are
at
like PC
desk or PCs,
like
and they're not in very comfortable chairs and shit
And I flat out said too, I had like a group of chatters ask and like about the studio stuff. They're like, well, we're excited when you have your like, a separate space and stuff to be able to do that. And I was like, I am too. And they were asking about how we want it set up. And I was like, well, it's primarily going to be for podcasting and streaming. And I was like,
Ariel's art studio, whatever. Cool. Don't put that in there.
But one of the things I said is like, I'm not a PC streamer. Like it's consoles. Like for me, it's old consoles and how to stream those and stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna have a big comfy chair out there. Like I'm not gonna be
badass or evil villain chair.
I'm not gonna be in an uncomfortable
fucking wood chair for a table.
Or spending
or what we're doing right now,
15
sitting on these fucking stools.
spending, $1,500 on some super expensive gaming chair for your desk. And I'm
No, we're gonna go to Goodwill or Value Village and find a cool ass chair and repurpose
It's gonna be like a study chair.
Yeah. Our toddler's still yelling.
Yeah, that sounds like him. But anyways, that's kind of what we've been doing, what we've been focusing on for ASInquisitor, whether it be for streaming or podcasting.
We've just been doing a lot of things, catching up, doing things we need to do. And what sucks too is it's been a slow season, and it's been hard to kind of keep up on, the into-date stuff, especially with the coronavirus, has really dampened a lot of things coming out, and news, and TwitchCon, and all sorts of things.
Yeah, it's been unusually slow this year, unfortunately. I mean, luckily we've got, especially in the Sony front, a lot of big games are already announced, and they've already kind of had dates set for release of games, at least.
True.
And so we're pretty satiated as far as games releasing, however...
But with Nintendo, it's in the middle of its life cycle, so...
Yeah, so they didn't have a lot of game announcements for this year already, and then unfortunately they've had to miss a lot of game conventions because of the coronavirus, just in the same way that Sony and Microsoft
Well, shit, what's the big one that they just canceled we were talking about?
TwitchCon.
Yeah, as I said, they canceled it. That's fucking insane.
So they do two TwitchCons
they get being
every
safe,
year.
don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, it's probably a good call. They do one in Amsterdam, and then they do one here in the States. I believe it's in Anaheim.
Yeah, the coronavirus is in the States now, so...
Yeah, well, and they just don't want people traveling and, spreading if, you happen to be infected, or, it definitely gives, risk or rise to infections or illness.
And, I get it. It just sucks for people who do content creation, in a sense of the word, because we have avenues to do content and do podcasts, but we don't have necessarily the news or hit information. We've either kind of got to backtrack and do something a little older, or do something creative with a podcast like we're doing right now.
Yeah, something a little bit more kind of bigger scope, or, more ambiguous, which is unfortunate, but I mean...
You gotta
public health and safety is more important.
Yeah, so. And with us, we do have to create content, so we'll be creating.
Yeah, we're not gonna miss weeks.
Yeah, just because there's no news. There's shit we could talk about easily. It's a podcast for a reason. And with you with streaming, thankfully it's out of our homes. So you're not having to worry about that either.
Yeah.
Because someone cough on the mic, you ain't gonna get viral COVID.
Yeah. It hit my ear holes. I got the coronavirus.
It's in the ears. I was at work.
That was a moldy ear biscuit. Why?
And I was without my job, it's I wipe down the headset. It's gross.
So that makes sense, though.
No one sits on my chair, though, because it's a really weird desk, and it's a really weird spot, and I like it, because it's weird.
And it's the parking spot I had when I lived in Browns Edition.
Yeah.
Nobody parked there. And it was a weird spot, but it was
no
mine.
one likes to sit there. And it's there's a time or two, it's some people walk by because they'll be blocked. This one kid knocked this other girl's freaking entire headset, and well, anyways, and so where I sit, it's kind of a narrow entryway, obviously, for you people to get in and out of, but a lot of people don't go that way because it's so narrow. But this one kid, he's kind of, we'll call him special. He, instead of asking people who were in the way to move out of the way because they weren't really doing anything important, they were just putting up a sign saying, things have changed. And he went through, and I was on a call, and so my chair scooted out a little bit, so there's not a lot of room. So he squeezed by, but he ran into this other girl's desk who's kind of kitty corner to mine.
Yeah.
And knocked her fucking phone and headset off.
Oh, wow.
And it was so loud that the person who she was talking to heard that, and asked if she was okay.
Jeez.
And just spiraled in a panic. And I told him, you need to go around next time. You can clearly see there's not enough room right here, or go completely around.
Yeah.
He's like, but they were in the way. I'm like, I don't care. Ask them to move. There are managers and shit that can get out of the way because you're trying to get back to your desk. Don't fucking interfere with other people who are doing their job.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I snapped at him because, it's one thing because, you bumped into me already, which irritated me. And then you ran into her desk so hard, you fucking knocked her shit over. It's come on, dude. Be thoughtful.
Well, it's kind of I had to recently with, one of my other moderators for our stream, we had to boot and ban an individual that we had just made a moderator.
Did you ban their airman?
We had to.
What happened? I didn't know that. Juicy details today on Rage Quit. Gossip, ladies and gentlemen.
He went into a streamer friend of mine's chat on my days off, so these 2 days that we've been recording.
Yeah.
And was harassing her to like play like the Untitled Goose Game over and over and over and over again, which she does occasionally, but it's her.
That's cool.
Her stream and channel.
Yeah,
and so
whatever she wants.
Yeah, and she primarily does like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the new one.
Which makes sense. You have your niche, you do your certain things, yeah.
Well, and she plays with like friends and stuff on stream who are also streamers. They're
Looks like no
streaming as
different
well.
than the Fallout Queen, who just purely plays Fallout.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and it's just like if she gets frustrated with Modern Warfare, she'll try something else out.
Yeah,
so she's done Untitled Goose Game a couple times. Well, I felt really bad, but my moderator was in that chat as well, and she has her own moderators. And,
Just was
this guy
her.
was just like over and over and over. Play this game, play this game, play this game, play this game. Well, that moderator ended up, for her channel, was like, okay, warned him.
Hey,
It's like, you need to stop.
But knock it off.
Quit, harassing her. She's playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And he kept going. And so ended up, like, timing him out. And then apparently he really became like super pissed off that it was like uncalled for.
Yeah, and just
like,
over the top
harassing
rage.
the streamer.
Yeah,
like, and then I had already had like some issues
with
the very last stream.
Yeah, that's insane. Like, it's one thing to want to have someone do your suggestion, which is fine, but to harass them, really?
Yeah, so I had like more severe issues with this person in like the very last stream that I did. But because it was my channel and kind of like self-contained, it
was handled.
I was willing to. I was like, okay, one more shot.
Benefit
like,
of the doubt.
It was, benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was just a bad day for this individual. Like,
Everyone
I don't
has bad
know.
days. Everyone gets bitchy.
And then for me though, the nail in the coffin was that to go to
someone else's,
an online friend of mine who's a fellow streamer who I haven't known very long, to be honest, to harass them while they're streaming, and it came from my channel.
Which is even worse because there's your name attached to it, essentially.
Yeah, because the only reason this individual knew about this streamer is because we had raided one evening. Otherwise, that would not have happened.
Yeah.
So I feel definitely partially responsible. Obviously, she can handle her own stream.
Has
good moderators who took care of it. But, yeah, so I had to go through and ban that individual from everything.
I didn't know that because he was
like the Discord, the Twitch, YouTube, just so I wouldn't have to deal with it. And it was done in between streams because obviously I don't want any kind of drama or
backlash or anything. Because you already dealt with that with fucking Wacky.
I did. That's why I just kind of nipped it. I talked to my number one main moderator.
Chakra.
And just took care of it.
Well, it's just insane.
So,
it's like,
and he agreed, and I agreed, and he's the one that told me about that story, and that kind of fit.
Yeah, because he's
his attitude that one evening in my own stream. So
yeah, because like
had to take care of it.
Already dealt with it because you were not partnered with anybody, but he was like wanting to. I don't know how in the hell did he even weasel his way into your stream.
I actually saw him stream and like commented and
one,
stuff, and then we started talking on like Twitter and Twitch, and that kind of just blossomed into like co-streams and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a whole different situation. I think God has only happened
once, and then obviously,
and I'm a little bit more guarded.
I think I even warned you about that too.
Yeah, I pretty much have like a no.
I don't like people in
co-stream policy. I will every once in a while if I'm playing a random game.
Yeah.
And that person's not streaming, I will play with somebody else that I don't know. But it's not, even then I don't particularly like to. Yeah. And I already am kind of like adverse to like most online games anyways.
Yeah, you're not a big online gamer. If you want to play with somebody, you have me join the stream.
Yeah, and it's just
do a specialty one where I can join and play or whatever with the zombies or something like that.
Exactly, yeah. If with the rise of like online gaming and stuff, that's just probably because of my age and the type of games I like, am good at, and have enjoyed for the past 30 years. It's just not online gaming. Yeah. And so that kind of spills over into like co-streams now. And then, because of that one incident that we had last year, I'm a little I'm a little itchy with the band finger now, and so
the band trigger finger.
and plus my moderator's awesome and is a
Yeah.
close friend, and so I can talk to him about stuff to see if he agrees or not, kind of a thing.
Or if you're
And if we
overreacting,
agree,
yeah.
especially the three of us, if I bounce it off of you and he agrees, and then I haven't maybe vocalized it, but I feel that way, then it's like, okay, done. Like. My moderator said, my wife said it, like, done. Like, they agree independently of one another. Like, there's obviously something afoot here that I was, for whatever reason, unwilling to pull the trigger on, and now I will. So.
Well, it's because you have this sad box of hope for people.
I do, yeah. I can oftentimes be, like, too hopeful. Like,
and I'm
that
just
it,
realistic.
that it is just a bad day for them, when in reality it's like, nah, it's actually indicative of their character.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not good.
No, and then like I started seeing that too, and I voiced my opinion to you when you're first person you were co-streaming with. I'm like, he's starting to get really controlling, and it's getting really bad. And
oh yeah, and when
I forewarned you about it. But
him and I got into like a private like fight via Twitter. It was like in DMs though. Nothing was ever public about it. And it wasn't like a stream chat or anything. And yeah, I put that shit a lot down then because but then he pushed it too far.
And then he tried to get you banned from Twitch, which was hilarious.
Yeah, and I got an email from Twitch saying that my account was in better standing.
Yeah.
And that there had been a series of complaints
from
against
that person,
and so that they were warning me that I had been
looked into,
reported,
but
that there was going to be no course of action and that my account was still going to be in good standing, all that good stuff. And they were looking into
them, and they got
that
banned.
person, and that person, ended up getting banned, and
or something like that.
They no longer stream, so.
It's just insane. It's just like, and it sucks too for new streamers or new podcasters or new people who try to, let's say, put out an olive branch or, want to agree and say, yeah, you know what, let's try this. Let's, have the co-stream or people play with me. And like some people obviously can get it and they have a niche of friends maybe, that personal friends that they do it with or play with, or not necessarily that they're not streaming, but they know that she's streaming or he's streaming and they're playing that game like Call of Duty or Fallout or something like that.
That does seem to work the best. If you have friends in real life that either stream or just play the same kind of games as you do and you play online, you can't grow a lot that way, and usually the relationship's already fairly stable.
Yeah.
So there's not really any issues as far as like trying to control someone else's stream or what content they make.
Or a lot of people tend to do it like this, where like husband-wife, or even where it's like
a lot of husband-wife duos,
which makes sense,
which is really cool.
It's easy to do too, But in the same breath, it's like husband and wife, or you have that group of friends where only one's a streamer and the other are just players.
Yeah, or like another one I know, they're like brother and sister.
Yeah.
And they're close in the same age. They're in their like 20s.
20s, yeah.
And they play the same kind of games. They obviously grew up together, like, and they're close siblings still. Into adulthood.
It's great.
Yeah, and they both stream. One, I think it was like the older sister had streamed for quite a while, and so was able to like help her brother, who just became an affiliate. So that was kind of cool because it was like, oh, that's like a similar type of like business kind of relationship that you could have with like a husband-wife duo. They just did it with like family.
Or if like a wife or a husband needs a co-streamer or somebody for a particular game, and he needs two people, they just drag their ass and like, you're playing with me and like, fine,
Yeah, well, and I've even heard like, wives and stuff that are just as integral to, a business that we have, just the same kind of dynamic. And so you hear them, they may not be streaming, but they're on chat.
Yeah.
You can hear their voice and stuff, and they're like talking, like
I tried
every stream.
Stream with you a few times. I'll pop in the channel every now and then when I'm in bed and you...
Well, it's really late now.
And it's hard, and like, and then it was getting worse to the point where we tried streaming on my Wednesdays, which technically goes into my weekend, so Thursday, Friday when I have off, but it's like I'm already exhausted from working 8 hours.
Well, then we were trying to do podcast episodes and recordings on top of that, so the weekends would just be shot.
Yeah, and it's like,
we would be working.
Yeah, because we're doing podcasts on top of it, which I like doing podcasts. They're only an hour, but then it's like we were trying to stream for 4 hours, and I worked for 8 hours, and it's like,
yeah, it does get exhausting.
It's tired, and like sometimes the games you're playing, and like I don't mind watching you play games if I wasn't interested in them. I get bored, and I'm trying to moderate the chat myself or something, and it's like I'm tired. I'm like, I'd peace out, and just
and
that.
my moderator's a night owl, so it like works better for him to be
Well,
there
it's not that I'm not a
overnight.
night owl. It's just the fact of all that was, my weekends, our weekends, and I need to recharge from my job, which is emotionally and mentally draining.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Well, and I need that recharge too.
I'm not saying definitely like yours is definitely physically and mentally draining because you're trying to stream at night, make sure everything else is still taken care of at the house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
going from 10:30 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. streaming wise, it's like that's definitely my window for viewership, but it is taxing. Like
and then your wife's got to get up at 5:30. It's like, what do I need to do? Do I need to go lay down with her for how the hell is he throwing things? He's throwing things at things. He knocked his Wolverine over. Sorry, noise in the background. But if I go lay down with her, I'm gonna be tired. I'm gonna wake her up. Or
I gotta time everything out right and like make judgment calls.
Did I make her lunch? Because like you do that for me, which is awesome. Make my lunch, make sure I'm taken care of in the morning for when I go back to work or I go to work, and
and that's not even like working into account like taking care of the toddler or the pets. Or,
because we tried to change it. I think I was just doing Wednesdays with you. It just was not coalescing because I just was fucking tired from work.
It just doesn't work. And if you're really tired and drained, it's very hard to be talkative, especially when you're like co-streaming and upbeat, which is definitely an important part of it.
That or I'm not playing a game, and then we try to figure out how to get me on to where I have my headset and can hear the game and talk, and it's just starting to get really complicated. And
now with the capture card, that would like omit that. So if
that would
omit dive in, we're good there. But
no, there's been a time or two especially when you did your 12-hour stream, I just throw a toddler in your screen or
exactly. It's
pop in and say hi, but
and you can hear the game and stuff.
I can still hear the game
hear me,
and hear
you.
You
have the chat open on
and all these like, what
exactly.
And then but when you're doing a long stream, my ass will go to bed. Good night. Wake up periodically. All right, you're still alive.
And then I can like individually push myself on. So it's like technically my Friday, but it's Wednesday for us. And like Ariel said, it's the the start to our weekend pretty much. So what I do is I stream late on Thursday, or not Thursday, sorry.
Our Thursday,
Tuesday night into Wednesday morning from 10:30 to 2:30, and then I also stream Wednesday morning just a few hours later from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube. So
and then you crash, and then when I get home, but depending on if I'm tired from the week or not, we'll take a nap. Obviously, take care of Ollie, make sure he's all squared, and he's a lazy ass kid anyways, and bitch just takes a nap.
But then we have the weekend, and all we have to do is, a couple podcast recordings.
Podcasts,
nice.
if anything, which is try to do on our Wednesdays, so that's technically, Thursday, Friday, our weekend's not too full.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday's just kind of done, and then open for R&R, and then we can...
Well, yeah, it's the time for me to catch up, too, which a lot of people need to do is, like, you need that recharge, you need to be able to do, like, what I like on my weekends, I like cooking us breakfasts in the morning because it's like that's what I can do for the breakfast in the morning for the family. Like my thing to be able to cook for you guys. I forgot we cook together, or you already have dinner made for me, depending on how long my day is.
Yeah,
and a lot of people don't realize it's that combination of things, and to actually have that advantage of being a streamer, a podcaster, and creating your own schedule, but being able to recharge as well. Not be lazy though.
And again, it wasn't like easy to figure out. Like
no, you and I kept fucking up
on like. When to stream, what to stream, what days to stream even. Because it took a long while to actually get a solid schedule. And just recently, I had actually changed. It was a little more fine-tuning. It really wasn't times or days.
2:30 because you kept waking up late.
Well, I did that too.
You're always late. You're late to your damn funeral.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And
isn't he dead?
Probably by
how is he late?
Probably by a few decades.
I know, right? I was like, isn't he dead? How is he late? What the hell? Smoking a cigarette in your coffin, bitches.
Yeah. But I tweet like games and stuff where it's like I don't really announce like what games I'm gonna be playing until
you just
like, the day before,
and it's just like, well, it makes sense too. People like certain things like Borderlands will be consistent because it's cool, but.
Yeah, Borderlands I'm gonna do every Saturday.
I remember too in the very beginning. I was just like, I don't know why this memory clicked in my head. Maybe because we're talking about it when we very first started streaming. and trying to figure out content and streaming for 4 hours and finding the right time is when I was working 3 a.m. to 11:30.
And we'd stream right after you got home.
After I got
like
home.
noon to 4.
Noon to 4. So it's like I was already up at fucking 2:30.
Yeah.
Then you're wanting me to stream for talking
we
for another 4 fucking hours. And then
we only did that 3 days a week.
I know, and then you get like kind of not necessarily upset with me, but upset because I'm like not doing commentary and like my back had hurt, and it's like.
Oh, it was uncomfortable too.
It was like,
I had to move too.
It's like I've been up since 3 a.m. I'm already talking on the phone, talking to people, and you want to come home and be creative and content and original, and it's like, if I had a dick, this is where I tell you to suck it. Quote on Betty White right now, you know.
So angry.
I love being part of our company and being able to support you as much as I can, but the same breath, that's why a lot of co-streamers or streamers or even people with partnered husband and wife teams, one's more dominant in it than the other.
Yeah, depending on what it is.
Yeah. You know, with podcasts, obviously you need me. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should doubt me. But you know,
no,
streaming.
The only podcast I would ever do solo would be FGG because it's hard to work out scheduling sometimes.
With John, but then again, it's only a once a month podcast and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's not really that big a deal. Like I might have to do that this month because there's supposed to be an FGG coming out at the end of March, and that has not been recorded yet. So
you talk to John about it, but
I haven't even written a script for it.
Fair enough. But in the same breath, it's like, you know, finding that niche, and then like you're saying, it's like some things like you and I are extremely equal on, especially with our podcast. Mm-hmm. You know, we started our sister podcast, 64 Bits of Rage, because it's Nintendo, which is more orientated towards me.
Yep.
But in the same breath, I'm very on board with the Rage Quit because it's more of a Sony PlayStation one because I do my research, make sure I know what we're talking about ahead of time.
Yeah.
You know, or make sure I know I ask certain questions to make sure I ask you for people who are like me who don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and same with like 64 Bits of Rage where it's the, you know, roles are reversed because I'm Nintendo orientated. I'm a Nintendo chick, and then it's like your role to do other research or come up looking, asking questions and stuff. Because you've played games like Mario and stuff, but not necessarily
Animal Crossing.
Or
like Luigi's Mansion was the first one I played.
Or grew up playing, you know, Nintendo or the handheld or something like that.
Yeah, because I played NES and Super Nintendo, and then that was it until the Wii.
Yep.
So I missed the 64.
I did 64, the GameCube, the handhelds, and then
I had a Game Boy Color, and I went from a Game Boy Color to...
We still didn't do the Wii. Wii U sucks, but...
3DS.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I missed, you
missed the big boat on that one.
The Game Boy Advance, which is like probably the most popular one. The DS, which is incredibly popular as well. Yeah, I missed all those. Because at the time, I was playing PSP, and Vita.
And Vita, and...
That was my jam.
My jam to Rancer. But...
Just like that.
Exactly. But, you know, and then another complicated thing is, too, is like... big thing you may not know about us is switching stay-at-home parents roles and then trying to carve out that niche, and then while balancing ASI, streaming, being consistent, and all that. That's the fun part.
Because we both agreed that we wanted to start our own company.
Yeah.
And that I would have to run point.
But when you were working parent, I was stay at home
roles.
mom.
Yeah, I was working, 60 hours a week, oftentimes 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Every week.
So there's no time to fucking even niche out a podcast or even a stream.
No, there wasn't. It was sleep and then work.
Sleep and then work. And then your days off were just, I just want to
do nothing. Because I'm exhausted, and then back at it again,
And then when your health came into concern and we flipped roles, so it's like we're
my
job, thank God,
I resigned from my job because of the health concerns, and Ariel went back to work. So
and then with my job, it's consistent. It's this day to this day, just full 40 hours. I'm not.
Yeah, it's essentially like a Monday through Friday 9 to 5.
Yes, it is.
For granted, it's like offset, time and day wise.
But still, and it makes it nice. So it's like, we can keep consistency, but obviously, switching roles of being a stay-at-home mom to working, breadwinner to breadwinner dad to stay-at-home dad.
Exactly. And then I'm trying to figure out how to manage a household again.
Yep.
Because I haven't done that in ages.
That's true.
It's like I've helped, but I've never really
Ollie
managed.
was 8 months old, I think, at that time now.
Yeah. But I missed the first 8 months
of his life. Because you were working.
Yeah, I was working. I never saw him. I never really interacted with him even because he was asleep.
Asleep
when
you get home, or
then I'd go to work before he woke up. Mm-hmm. So that was a consistent thing. Super rough.
Yeah, that's why, like, my job, like you said, is a central 9 to 5. I go to work. He's lazy, so he's asleep. And we're just, like, halfway through my shift. And then I have 4 hours. I come home, and then I got both your time with you both. And
yeah, and then I just split the difference between. So it's like I'm the only one in the family that has probably like an erratic sleeping schedule. But I always have an erratic sleeping schedule.
Can work that way.
So it's like half of my schedule is pretty much mimics yours, and then half of my schedule mimics Ollie's. and then I just fit everything else in between. So I usually like now just sleep when I feel tired. Like,
which is a smart thing to do.
I'll stay up if I'm not tired.
Yeah.
Or I'll work if I'm not tired, kind of a thing. Like, and I make sure that I just do like a whole bunch of stuff ahead of time, so that if I do like crash and fall asleep for a few hours, then it's not like detrimental. Yeah. I'm never behind, kind of a thing. No. If I'm sleeping at like weird times, you know.
That's true. And it's just excuse me. It's just insane to see how that balance and just act is, and it's. A lot of people don't know that or talk about it. It's just weird to see people just see a streamer and just assume these things and don't realize outside of streaming they have a life, things are happening. Yeah. And absolutely. Even with like the most popular ones, it's like, you know, like Ninja's a good example, and like his transition from Twitch to Mixer and all that. And it's just, they obviously didn't start, you know, popular.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and there's a lot of, too, it's like, we forget, it's like, there's some people who are really big streamers because they stream all the time.
Or have that availability to do.
And they do, and it's because they unfortunately don't really have, you know, a family like we have. And
husband, wife, kids.
So their social interaction and their family is, you know, their streaming family or their online community. And so that's all they really can do or focus on, because all their eggs are in one basket. But there are a lot of, you know, husband-wife duos that stream.
Do the balancing act.
That's not the case.
Well, you even get some husband-wife duos where both of them are working.
Oh, yeah,
full-time jobs. And
have kids and still stream.
Yeah, and we're in a very rare situation where we can have a stay-at-home parent, you know.
Yeah, and it allows me to stream, you know, technically 6 days.
Yep.
Because I go 5 days, but then I do that
the morning stream or Wednesday.
But otherwise, yeah, I mean, there's no way. And usually in that instance, they'll stream a little bit less, you know, because it's kind of recommended to hit like 3 or 4 days at most. And I do a little bit more, but nowhere near.
Some of those people.
There's some that I know where it's like they're kind of on their own. They don't really have a significant other or children. And they'll do 12 hours every day. That's just what they do. But that's their entire livelihood, you know. Yeah. And you don't have to worry about, you have to worry about yourself.
You have kids.
But you don't have to worry about taking care of a kid or, you know, your partner. Like, it's just you. So it's like, you know.
Eventually down the road, or depending on whom you are, obviously you don't have to follow the social norms. I don't fucking care about that. But, you know, when you do find that SO and you have kids or something like that, or, you know, things will change, but the same breath, it's like, you know.
You can do it, though.
You can do it, though.
That's kind of what we're saying. It's like, it is feasible. Like, and it's, like, comfortable. It's not
stressful. Well, I mean, it's stressing, but not.
It's stressful because we own our own company, but it's not stressful in the sense of, like, I very rarely ever feel like, like I'm like too tired kind of a thing, or I don't want to do it, or like, oh, I have all this stuff to do and I just don't have enough time to do it. Like, well, it's like there's weeks where it's like I fall behind for sure. But they're few and far between. Like, it's not like often.
But then, like, this is where the team duo comes into place. You just tell me, and then I'll just take care of Ollie and take care of, like, household minor things around the house that you haven't done or aren't able to do because you need to bust out a couple podcasts or, you know, videos or something like that. And I'm like, okay, you know, I'll hold on the fort.
And personally, I've tried to get better about, like, communicating that with you, like, to let you know, like, hey, we're behind on podcasts.
Blowing up and getting angry.
Get pissed off, yeah.
Like, why are you mad? I didn't even know this was going on. I take care of everything else.
I never, like, yell at you. I just get mad in general and, like,
there's yelling involved.
There is yelling involved.
Doesn't mean I'm not.
Never, like, yelling at a specific person, though.
No, I know. And in the same breath, too, what is I cracked up is what I saw recently. I think I talked to someone on the last podcast. A dumbass who, like, just completely destroyed his livelihood.
I saw that video later.
Did you?
Yeah, this morning before he woke up, actually. So his significant other did not leave him, by the way, but is very, very angry. He posted a video about that. That was a rumor. But everything else happened, that you said.
Well, Twitch, you fucking have a gun.
I don't know why.
If you don't realize you have to pull the clip out before you pop the
I don't know
cap out.
why you would do that on stream to begin with, to be honest.
No.
Like, I feel like
gun safety, for one thing, you dumbass.
Like...
Don't know how fucking guns work.
Even if you're very familiarized with...
Dude, I've had someone who has taken the course a couple times and still fucking launched a bullet through my roof somehow.
That's what I mean. Like, even if you have, like, the knowledge and, like, the education to back it up, I would never do that live.
No!
Because there's plenty of YouTubers that will do, like, content about, like, gun safety or going to the range or whatever, or, you know, they got something new.
He was just trying to do it for, like, shock and
like
awe.
Shock and awe, like a gag. And it's like,
get a fake gun.
Which
get
a lot of
BB
streamers
gun.
do, and I don't really agree with that method of streaming.
Get a BB gun or something fake.
The closest to that I can say that I enjoy, but I probably won't do myself, is the ones that do characters. If it's a funny character persona and they do it like one day a week. Like there's a streamer that started about the same time we did, and he's blown up, but he focuses a ton on it. Has invested obviously a ton of money and stuff, and he's a good streamer. He does like SoCal Chad or something like that, and he makes fun of like Southern Californians, that's funny. As far as like a bit or like shock and awe or like a gag, that's as far as I'll go with that. I don't know why you would like discharge a firearm live on stream.
Well, he didn't mean to, but at the same breath, it's like he didn't.
I know he didn't mean to,
no,
but that's why don't take the risk. Even.
No, yeah, don't take the risk. Like he didn't have enough knowledge about guns. Yeah, you discharged the bullet in the round, but you still had the clip in, so it popped another one in. You dumbass.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like if you were going to do, that was the kind of content you wanted to make, it's like, just make it like static or like analogous.
Or
like,
just
content.
don't have your gun loaded.
So like if you fucked up like that, you could just delete the video and then re-record it and then upload it to YouTube when it was actually right and something horrible didn't happen, you know?
Well, it's like, or don't have your gun loaded. Period. Don't fucking have a live gun when you're doing some dumb shit like that. That's how accidents happen. Didn't know what they were doing. It's like, I've never taken a gun safety course, but I know for a fact how guns work enough to know that unless you pop the clip, you see it even in movies, they drop the clip and then pop the fucking cap out.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Because you're just going to reload the chamber.
Yeah.
How dumb are you?
I don't know.
But still, be safe.
That's why we don't have guns in the house. Exactly. That's not our shtick.
No, but be safe. Be safe. If you're going to do a gag or a joke or something to get the catch the eye, don't danger your surroundings, yourself, your equipment nonetheless. Shit's expensive. And then have an opportunity like what Twitch is going to fucking pull out. And you won't be able to get it back.
Yeah, and it's just stupidity all around.
But it's like, God.
Like I said, if a person wanted to make that kind of content, it needs to be like static and they just need to be recording it for like YouTube or something. And then that way, if they fuck up, it's severely on them.
Yeah.
And you could delete it and nobody would be none the wiser.
Except for your very angry girlfriend.
Yeah, that guy's going to get into a fight with his girlfriend, but... You know, then he can record content later. Yeah. After they're done feuding. And make it not so disastrous and unsafe.
Jesus.
And then, you know, post a finished product.
Because we've seen, like, a bunch of stuff like that. And obviously, you and I have talked about some people who get specialty treatment, like titties and stuff like that. But, you know.
Like, what's her face?
She's dating somebody, though.
Or something?
She's dating somebody in the Twitch.
That's the rumor. I don't know if that's true or not. That's always been like the rumor.
Regardless, there's always going to be that weird circumstance where this person honestly should be banned, but it's just one person because they ban everybody else.
I know, yeah.
In a heartbeat.
Although we can't really say much to do because we got like flagged and then they were like, we're not really looking at it.
We can't really.
Obviously, nowhere near as severe as what some of these other people have done, but somebody did report our account and. Just because they were an angry ex-co-streamer and
an angry ex.
They were pretty much and
who's not like, angry ex with you, Anthony?
That's unnecessary.
It's true.
Solo.
Oh, hello, can you go?
Going Han style.
Oh no, solo. But still, I mean, you know, it's just be smart, and just. You know, take your time.
Yeah, be smart with your content creation.
Seriously.
And focus on what you want to do. Like, it's not about, like, pumping in a massive amount of hours for it, sacrificing your personal life and your well-being.
That ain't gonna get you shit. You'd be boring as fuck. Make sure you're...
And there's been plenty of new streamers where I've dived in and it's like...
They don't talk.
They have nobody in their chat, then I dive into their chat and talk to them. And I know this happens a lot to people just in general. And they don't talk. They either they have their mic turned off, Or they just flat out ignore you because they're not paying attention to their chat.
Or they don't know how to balance playing and chatting at the same time.
And that's unfortunate because it's like you need focus. You need to you're there to be entertaining and talkative and
Are
social.
you not entertained?
Exactly. You don't have to have like the craziest like layout, you know, on your Twitch channel page or even YouTube, or you know the flashiest like graphics and stuff, or the you know the best tech that you can possibly have to be able to stream to start out. You don't need to be pumping in, you know, 12 hours every day and sacrificing your health and your personal life. It's like what you need to do is focus. Like find the times that work for you. Find your niche. Like what games, you know, sometimes it's like the games you play you're not passionate about and you're trying to stream them. And find the ones that you're passionate about. And if that makes you, you know, just a Call of Duty streamer, but that's your favorite game or favorite franchise,
go for it.
Do it. Like,
who cares there's a million out there? It's like not everyone's entertaining.
Exactly.
Or good at Call of Duty.
And so it's like, you know, you can make the change, you know, that you see in yourself. But if you don't, then you're kind of destined to fail. You know, you can come back, but you're still going to have to eventually make those kind of hard decisions and find a schedule to balance with your life and find the content that you're passionate about to make.
Exactly. I wonder if they can hear the purring.
That'd be funny.
Pick up the purr. And my cat in my lap. Virgil. And her Dante is a Chewini who's asleep right now. He heard me say his name.
Which is great, because just before this podcast...
We finished Devil May Cry 3.
Yeah.
And we're
just released the special edition...
On the Switch.
And they actually tweaked some stuff on it, which is pretty cool. And we're actually going to cover that more in 64-Bits or Rage. We're going to talk about Capcom and Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
And, Resident Evil.
With Weevil the Residents. Weevils wobble, but they don't fall down.
Exactly.
All right, well, kind sir, I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, so we want to do something a little bit different today, and that's why the episode is titled Rage Banter. We kind of want to talk about content creation and, you know, our lives, of course, how we do it.
Yeah, a little more deep dive into what we've done, how we do it. Obviously, it's not going to work for everybody, but, you know, we're open for suggestions, let alone helping others, too.
Yeah, and maybe you can cherry pick some of the
things that we've done or said.
Yeah, and maybe that'll work for you. Maybe just part of it will, you know, even if it's just 1% of, you know, what we talked about.
Exactly.
Like, oh, I never thought about that, or that would probably work better in what I do. Take it.
Exactly.
Like, use it.
Make
it better.
Oh, yeah. Like a kitty.
That's kind of what it's all about.
It is. It's
being supportive of
that community and doing what's right. And
yeah, there's a great podcasting community, and there's a great, you know, streaming community, and there's a great YouTube community.
Exactly.
And it's just finding kind of those individuals as well and making those connections and, you know, being interactive.
Yeah, and also be smart, be safe. Don't be too guarded, but, you know, don't get yourself in a situation like we did, you know, with a co-streamer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, be careful about who you pick and who you work with, and if you can, try to rope in your friends or family. You know,
siblings, get them.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it's just them on the chat, you know, they're not streaming themselves. Like, rope them into it. You know, let them know, because obviously you'll be talking to the chat as you're talking to them.
Yeah, right.
You know, simultaneously playing a game and streaming. Some people forget about that and they'll do one or the other.
I know, right?
And not...
Especially if you have, like, a co-streamer, they can hear you talking. And they're like, who the fuck are you talking to? Oh, that's right. You have your own chat, or you have a chat open, or you're with a group of people.
Exactly. And I've had that happen, too, where I've, like... And it's really weird. It's like some people get it, like, right away, and other people don't. But I have played with, like, randoms on, like, you know, the Division 2 or something. And the way that I met them was via Twitch while streaming. And they know that I'm streaming. And then I will respond to the chat, and then I will hear over the mic, what? It's like, well, I'm obviously not talking to you. I'm talking to my chat. You know that I'm streaming. That's how I met you. Like, which is a little weird, but some people just don't get it for whatever reason, and then other people pick it up, like, right away.
Yeah. But still. But no, it's cool. I figured, you know, it'd be kind of good to, since it's a tad slow, just kind of deep dive into our personal lives a itty bitty bit. Itty bitty bitty
All the ASInquisitor.
Yeah.
Who has?
I mean, we're still a brand new company if you think about it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Fresh and young.
It's been less than a year,
streaming-wise. Fresh and young off the boat, as they like to say.
Yeah.
Or off the podcast. All right. Any housekeeping? Anything you want to wrap up with, kind sir?
No, because we kind of like segued into the episode topic at the beginning of the hour, discussing some of the new equipment and stuff that we got, and what we plan to do with the podcast, what we plan to do with the stream. So, the only other thing I can think of to mention is we still are working on t-shirts and merchandise for the podcast. We're shooting for the end of summer. We should have at least 2 t-shirts out. One for Rage Quit, this podcast, and then one 64 for 64 Bits of Rage, our Nintendo podcast. So that's where we're going to start. And then we'll move on
to other oddities. And
we'll start doing like mugs and stuff. Or we'll just do generalized ASI merchandise. Or expand on
things, funny sayings, phrases, or something.
That have been recorded during streams or podcasts. And
I have one sure say, "Oh, that's how Anthony died."
Not again.
Not again.
That's probably what I would be on mine. Not again. Say that a lot. Not again.
All right. Well, that being said, then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Ariel Schultz.
I'm Anthony Schultz.
As always, follow the bear.
Peace.
Follow the bear. It's a trap. Don't do it. Nope. Bye. Uh-oh.
Hey there, guys. This is Anthony Schultz, one half of the duo for Rage Quit. I just wanted to spend a minute or two, at most, talking about Ariel and I's other endeavors, or where you can follow her and I if you're a fan of this podcast. So, I'm most prolific on Twitter as far as social media is concerned. I share more kind of gut reaction or like private experiences and opinions there. I'm at Anthony R. Schultz. Pretty easy to remember, just my name. And if you'd be so inclined, you can give me a follow, and I also drop Rage Quit links there every week, and other things that Ariel and I are both working on. ASInquisitor also streams, which is the production company that produces Rage Quit, essentially myself at the moment. And I stream 5 days a week. I'm a variety streamer, so I do a little bit of everything. Hopefully, there's something there that you would really enjoy, even if it's just 1 day a week. I take every Thursday and Friday off, and you can follow and or subscribe at twitch.tv/ASInquisitor. All these links that I'm mentioning will be in the description box below, and I will reiterate. Also, ASInquisitor has a YouTube channel. So if you're not listening to this podcast via YouTube, if you're using your preferred podcast provider, this podcast does make its way to YouTube. We will eventually be recording not only our voices, but also ourselves when we do the podcast. We're just working on some equipment issues right now. But we also have past streams that I've done for ASInquisitor that have a little bit more kind of polish or pizzazz to them. They're divided up into like better bite-sized chunks for complete game playthroughs or Let's Plays. There's also a lot of unique content there. I record things throughout the week as I play games, just kind of funny moments or maybe even like personal achievements, things of that nature. And so you can search for ASInquisitor on YouTube. And again, the link will be in the description below. But those are my 3 kind of primary platforms that you can find me on. So that's Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Ariel actually has her own YouTube channel called Painting with LM Schultz. She's a very talented painter. She has her fine arts degree and enjoys painting for cathartic reasons, as well as to improve on her like technical prowess. So she started her own YouTube channel to improve on her techniques, as well as show people kind of some basics or things that you can do painting wise. There's also some other kind of crafty do-it-yourself kind of ideas and videos on there as well that pertain a little bit more personally to her and I, because they usually involve our family. It's a family project that she's working on. For example, she did our son's Halloween costume, and so she walked through how she constructed and created, the costume and how you could do something similar for your kiddos at home. And then finally, you can follow Ariel on Twitter as well. She is primarily on Twitter, just like myself. We don't really indulge in too many other social media platforms, save for maybe Instagram. I don't think we're as active on there. Ariel might be, more so than myself. But you can follow her at Merhobbit and give her a follow as well. That's my lovely co-host and beautiful wife, Ariel. But anyways, I just wanted to stop in and kind of throw some links your way. And if you were curious about what ASInquisitor was doing and how Rage Quit kind of fit into that ecosystem, there it is. Yeah, got all the links for you. If you're interested in any one of those, all of those links are going to be in the description box below, and they're going to be in every podcast episode now. So I'm not sure if they're entirely there right now, but I'm going to be doing a fresh write-up and make sure and have all of those included for you. So just click a link or copy and paste and head on over if any of those strike your fancy. But anyways, thanks for enjoying the show. Really appreciate it. We'll be back next week for more rage quittiness. And as always, follow the bear. And have a good evening, guys.